Good evening and welcome. This is Primetime News on MITV. I am Tomi St. Ojo. In the news tonight, President Muhammadu Buhari swears in executives into 3 federal agencies. Abuja High Court dismisses suit against Oshiomhole. From the foreign scene, England sets out mandatory school plan over coronavirus. And in sports, Manchester City to find out Champions League ban faith July 13th. Now the news in detail. President Muhammadu Buhari has charged the newly inaugurated chairman and members of the Revenue Mobilization, Allocation and Fiscal Commission, RMAFC, in the face of the serious shortfall in the nation's earning occasioned by a COVID-19 pandemic, to drive the necessary process to mobilize funds from the non-oil sector. The Secretary to the Government of the Federation, SGF, Boss Mustafa, gave the expectations after inauguration of chairman and members of Federal Character Commission, the FCC, Federal Civil Service Commission, FCSC, and the Revenue Mobilization, Allocation and Fiscal Commission by President Muhammadu Buhari at the State House, Abuja. After the brief ceremony which held at the council chambers of the presidential villa in Abuja, the Secretary to the Government of the Federation, Boss Mustafa, called on newly sworn-in officers to deliver on their respective mandates in the next 3 years as their appointments are strategic towards re-energizing the system. Speaking to State House correspondents at the end of the ceremony, which also had Vice President Yemi Osinbajo, the Kwara Governor Abdulrazak Abdulrahman, the Chief of Staff Professor Ibrahim Gambari, and ministers, the SGF said the President urged all 3 commissions to take their constitutional responsibilities seriously so that the administration will deliver on its next level agenda to the Nigerian people. The federal commissioners, however, gave assurance to ensure adequate representations in accordance with the mandate of the commission as enshrined in the Constitution. In another development, President Muhammadu Buhari has approved the immediate compulsory and independent suspension from office of the Managing Director, Chief Executive Officer of the Nigeria Social Insurance Trust Fund, NSITF, Adebayo Shomefun. Also suspended from office are 3 executive directors, Mr. Jasper Ikedi Azu Atalam, Executive Director Finance and Investment Olukemi Nelson, Executive Director Operations Alhaji Tijani Darozo Suleiman, the Executive Director Administration. A statement signed by the Deputy Director, Head Press and Public Relations, Ministry of Labour and Employment, Charles Akpan, stated that the suspension was as a result of the preliminary established prima facie infractions on the extant financial regulations and Procurement Act and other acts of gross misconduct. According to the statement, during the period of their suspension, the suspended officers are to face a joint board and audit investigative panel that has been set up to look into the financial and procurement breaches as well as gross misconduct in the NSITF for periods of 2016 to date, which invariably puts the contributions of stakeholders in a perilous state. The Minister of Aviation, Adi Sirika, on Thursday said notwithstanding the setback in the economy caused by the outbreak of coronavirus, is poised to move the aviation sector forward. Sirika made the assertion when he led heads of the aviation agencies to an interactive session with the Senate Committee on Aviation in Abuja. The minister lamented that the civil aviation sector, which had become the toast of investors, was hardest hit by the over 3 months lockdown due to coronavirus. The Chairman Senate Committee on Aviation, Senator Smart Adeyemi from Kogi West, in his remarks said the session was geared towards discussing the well-being of the aviation sector in the country post-COVID. Still in Abuja, a High Court of the Federal Capital Territory, FCT in Jabi, Abuja, has dismissed the suit filed by the immediate past chairman of the All Progressive Congress, Adams Oshiomhole, and 3 others. The suit filed by the Comrade Mustafa Salihu and 5 others was the one in respect of which the court granted an interim order on the 4th of March this year, suspending Oshiomhole from further acting as the APC national chairman. The Court of Appeal in Abuja, in a judgment on the 16th of June, upheld Oshiomhole's suspension, and parties were to return to the High Court on the FCT for determination of the substantive suit, when on Thursday, plaintiff's lawyer, Oluwola Adif Afolabi, moved the motion to withdraw the case. Afolabi said the withdrawal was informed by the directive by leaders of the APC that all the court cases be discontinued in the interest of peace. Lawyer to Shomole and one other, Ginika Ezioke, said she was not opposed to the plaintiff's desire to withdraw. And President Muhammadu Buhari has requested the approval of the Senate for the confirmation of 42 ambassadorial nominees. One of the nominees from the Federal Capital Territory, Abuja, was appointed as a career ambassador, while the rest are non-career nominees. Some of the non-career nominees are former Minister Ademola Seriki, Lagos, Debo Adesina Oyo, Dare Sunday Awoni Kogi, among others.
Appointment of Career Ambassador Designate. In accordance to Section 171, subsections 1, 2c, and subsection 4 of the 1999 Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria as amended, I have the honor to forward for confirmation by the Senate the appointment of Mr. Suleiman Sani as Career Ambassador Designate from the FCT. Copy of his curriculum vitae is attached herewith. It is my hope that this request will receive the usual expeditious consideration of the Senate. Please accept the single Senate President the assurances of my highest consideration. Yours sincerely, Muhammadu Buhari.
The global challenge occasioned by the coronavirus pandemic is a clarion call on Nigeria to reduce dependency on goods and commodities and improve local production. A member of Osun State Association of Bee Farmers, Ige Bolarinwa, made a call while speaking with MITV news crew in Ikiru. Bolarinwa called for increase in subsidy on agricultural inputs as well as provision of adequate storage and preservation facilities for farm owners to help boost production. He advocated marketing strategies supported by government to ease buying and selling of farm produce as a way to mitigate the problem of food scarcity. The farmer, however, urged the youth to shun internet crime and learn agricultural businesses to make a living and also contribute to the nation's GDP. On government intervention in agriculture, a retired teacher and flourish farmer, Adebayo Daramola, wants government to engage an experienced and real farmers in training the youth as well as making them beneficiaries of its stimulus packages.
It is good for government to come in and assist, especially for the production of food, because this is mandatory for every human being. It is necessary for government to really provide the source of marketing, which will encourage the farmer to continue to remain in business. God has actually taught us that we should not be consumer alone. We should also think in terms of preservation, because what we have produced and that we have storage for it, in a situation like this now that importation of such materials are now coming in, these ones can come out and it will actually solve some of the problems of scarcity.
Government now can search for those that have real interest in farming. Not that I'm just doing it for to find something into my pocket. No, at least to benefit the citizenry. Government must locate these people.
The wife of the Ondo State Governor, Betty Anyowu Akeredolu, has tested positive for coronavirus. The wife's health status announcement is coming a few days after her husband, the state governor, Rotimi Akeredolu, embarked on self-isolation after testing positive for COVID-19. Members of the House of Assembly followed Governor Akeredolu to Abuja for the submission of his re-election nomination form, and some traditional rulers who visited the governor to endorse him for the second term in office are yet to undergo the COVID-19 test as advised by the governor. The results of the test conducted for commissioners, senior special advisors, other top political office holders, media heads and journalists in the government office are yet also to be released. Meanwhile, the state's health commissioner, Dr. Wahab Oluropo Adegbero, has died of coronavirus. He was said to have died at the Federal Medical Center in Owo after he was rushed there yesterday. Reports added he collapsed while attending to a patient in his hospital. Meanwhile, the Chief Medical Director of the University of Medical Sciences Teaching Hospital, Akure, Dr. Oluwalege, has tested positive for COVID-19. A statement by Adeyo Babatunde on behalf of the Chief Medical Director said he is responding to treatment. It announced and assured members of the staff of the hospital that there was no cause for alarm and advised them to go about their normal duties while they adhered strictly to precautionary measures against COVID-19. According to the statement, the Chief Medical Director was positive to COVID-19 tests conducted on him after he exhibited symptoms relating to the virus. The Manufacturers Association of Nigeria has warned its members to adhere strictly to safety measures, even as the federal and state governments begin to ease gradually the lockdown due to the outbreak of coronavirus. The president of the association, Engineer Mansour Ahmed, said this on Thursday while reacting to a report in which a manufacturing firm allegedly held its workers against their will to work in the factory during the lockdown. The man boss noted that this was against the association's stand on guidelines issued to the members that were allowed to operate on ensuring safety measures which were provided in their factories and their workers observing them. He noted that this was the only way to curb the spread of the virus and keep the employees alive long enough to contribute to the growth and development of the manufacturing sector. These, he said, were in tandem with the guidelines issued by the NCDC and the Presidential Task Force on COVID-19. The Standards Organization of Nigeria has raised a red alert on the discovery of suspected substandard Toyota brand of engine oil in the Nigerian market. Some stated that the Toyota brand of engine oil is being sold in 1 liter and 4 liter containers to unsuspecting consumers. Commenting on the discovery, the Sun Director of Compliance, Engineer Obiora Manafa, advised the general public to avoid patronage of this brand of engine oil. He also advised Nigerians to patronize only certified made in Nigeria brands of engine oil with MANCAP logo and imported brands that have undergone the Sun Offshore conformity assessment process and are duly registered for traceability and quality verification. The Apapa Area Command of the Nigerian Customs Service has generated a huge sum of 227,347,046,233 naira 53 kobo between January and June 2020. This was revealed by the Customs Area Controller of the Command, Mohammed Abakura, in Lagos. CSE Abakura explained that there is a 10.59% increase over the amount realized by the command in the same period in 2019. He also stressed that in line with the functions of the Nigeria Customs Service, various imported items that do not meet the set standards were seized, and these include household products, pharmaceuticals, used clothes, rugs, rice, and vehicles with a duty paid value of 15 billion 940 million and 954,220 naira only. He further advised smugglers to find legitimate means of livelihood.
We were able to be on the positive side with a difference of 24 billion 82 million 991,515 naira 84 kobo, which is equivalent to about 11% increase. In this regard, I wish to reiterate that our collective resolve to enforce the federal government fiscal policy measures have yielded desired results, as could be seen from the revenue profile above. Equally, our secondary layer of checks and balances have contributed immensely in recovering lost revenue that has kept the first layer in one way or the other.
From the foreign scene, England schools will return full-time at full capacity in September. We'll bring you details